of the Narsimha Shaligram, Prahlad Narsimha Shaligram, and also the Narsimha, Ugra Narsimha deity was there, and we also did the Yajna. So it was one of the most memorable days in the spiritual journey of ours. And now again this weekend is one of the most memorable days, including today. The Melbourne ISKCON, Hare Krishna ISKCON temple is celebrating 50 years of celebration. So it was established in 1975 and currently it is 2025. So 50 years of establishment of the Hare Krishna movement by our dear Srila Prabhupada in temple, the temple area. So I'm just going to get the program up. So there were quite a few things today also. I think today there was a Maha Harinam in the somewhere in the city, and then tomorrow also. So today also there are various Srila Prabhupada's disciples and people. Windows P. I'm just going to share this quickly, duplicate. So tomorrow also we have this program. So we have Bhagavatam class, and then 10:30 a.m. we have a book launch. So the book launch is a very special launch. The book has been written by none other than our devotee from the ISKCON temple, Gopa Vrindesh Prabhu. So Gopa Vrindesh Prabhu has a book written. Let me just get that thing sorted first. So okay, so let's look at the book also a bit later, and then we have other programs here. So you are all welcome to join this once in a 50-year event at the temple. I have already shared this poster with you. But one of the other important things is on Sunday. On Sunday, the program is not in the temple but at Timber Yard. So the Timber Yard is in Port Melbourne. So the venue has been booked by the temple. And then as you see in the poster, you are all invited to arrive by 2:30 p.m. and then there is evening, there is prasadam. So there are various events that happen there, that will happen, and then there is a first class prasad, dinner prasad in the evening. So if you all can come there, that would be nice, and you will get to see Srila Prabhupada's disciples who are very old now. Those who are in the complete darshan group from the temple WhatsApp group, you will get all those videos also. I posted a couple of videos of all these people dancing there this morning during Guru Puja. Any questions with this event? Alright, so everyone is invited over the next 2 days. I will now get that there is a book launch. So Vilasa Kusumavali, as you can see here, there is this book written by Gopa Vrindesh Prabhu, who leads the temple brahmachari. He is a resident of the ISKCON Melbourne temple, and so this is 108 original Sanskrit verses. I have been given to understand that there are lots of different illustrations, colorful book. Unlike other ISKCON books, this is a very, very colorful book. So, and the book cost is $25 per copy, and there will be limited copies. So if you like to get your hands onto this book, then you may contact the temple, or you can also contact me and I can arrange for you. I have already placed a order for myself. So this is a once in a lifetime event, and there are these 108 original Sanskrit verses glorifying Srila Prabhupada, each presiding Shaligram form and each presiding deity. So as I mentioned earlier, in the Melbourne temple, there are around 7 Shaligrams, okay, and then there are sets within the 7, but there are 7 main Shaligrams. So when you look at Radha Krishna in the center, then below there are 2 steps. So on those steps there are different Shaligrams. So what are the names of those Shaligrams, and who is the presiding deity of the Melbourne temple is one of the Shaligrams. So all of that information is given here, and it is a wonderful copy to have. All right, okay, so that's about the book. So today we will continue with our Bhagavad Gita. It has been a while since we were on chapter 2. I don't remember which verse we were on, but I think it was around 2.18 or somewhere 2.18, 2.19. Alright. So chapter 2 we will continue. From next time I will request you to also get your Bhagavad Gita copies that you can read. When you have the Bhagavad Gita book, and then when you feel it, when you read it, then transformation happens. Especially when people do book distribution. So there is a team in the temple who does book distribution, and there are various devotees who do book distribution. But one of the tips of book distribution that one of the members shared was, when they have to distribute Bhagavad Gita, they give the Bhagavad Gita in the other person's hand. किसी के हाथ में Bhagavad Gita पहले दे देते हैं कि can you take a look at it. So the moment the person takes the Gita in his hand, and transformation automatically happens. Then they will start talking that this Gita is about this, blah blah, whatever it is. And then they say, okay, any donation you can give. So 9 out of 10 times, because the book is already in the hand, Krishna's words himself are in the hand, then the transformation happens, and people may take the book. So we should also have our own book. Each of us should obviously have a copy at home, which I am sure all of you have, but it is now time to get it. Generally I was projecting the things here, but sometimes I may not get time to do the PowerPoint slides. So today we will read from the Veda base. Okay, I'll get that thing up, and next time onwards please get your book. Also get a highlighter and a pencil or a pen for you to make notes. Okay, but before we go to chapter 2 and we continue from there, the recent Pahalgam attacks in India. So attacks happened, and then India, again the Indian government retaliated using appropriate means. So I was looking for a similar verse in the Gita, and I will share the screen now. So in you can see this on the screen. Yeah, 1.36. So in Bhagavad Gita 1.36, in this particular verse, Srila Prabhupada, in the verse and then the purport later on, so Srila Prabhupada explains the different types of aggressors or attackers who based on the Vedic scriptures, based on the Shastras, you are allowed to kill if they perform any of these 6 types of aggressions. Okay, any of these 6 types of papa, then one is allowed to do that. And so what are those 6 types of aggressions? So first I'll read the translation. Sin will, so this is discussion between Arjuna and Krishna going on, right, in Bhagavad Gita. So sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. So Arjuna is telling to Krishna here, sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? And so there is this purport. I'll get somebody to read. अमित प्रभु आप पढ़ेंगे क्या?
According According to Vedic inventions, there are 6 kind of aggressors. First, a poison giver. Second, one who sets fire to the house. Third, one who attacks with the deadly weapon. Fourth, one who plunders riches. 5, one who occupies another land. And 6, one who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any ordinary man, but Arjuna was not an ordinary person. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to deal with them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for a Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of a state is required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Rama was so saintly that people even now are anxious to live in the kingdom
of Lord
Rama.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, enough. So Prabhupada ji explains here 6 types of aggressors can be killed. A poison giver. If somebody gives poison, then according to the Vedic laws, he can be killed. So when we say Vedic laws and Vedic reactions, this is a karmic reaction. So the laws of the land are separate. The laws of the state or the laws of the country are separate. We are just doing a discussion based on what is given in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so generally we know the karma philosophy. If we do something to somebody, then we will get a reaction. But in these 6 cases, there is no reaction to be obtained. Okay, so poison giver, then one who sets fire to your house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, which I think happened in the case of Pahalgam, and one who plunders riches, one who takes away your land and riches, and one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife. So such aggressors, according to the Vedic system, can be killed. This is just for your information based on what the scriptures deal with. Please don't implement it. Clause, is it getting recorded? This is just for information. The laws of the land are important in the current situation. Alright, Haribol. Okay, so let us now go to chapter 2. So Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters, we are in chapter 2, and I thought this time we will go a bit faster through, and we will try to complete few verses today, and we will read from Srila Prabhupada's purport, so that instead of me talking a lot about it, we read what Srila Prabhupada has given. That way you will start developing some liking, and then you will also get to say that okay, हमने Bhagavad Gita पढ़ा है. कितना पढ़ा है वो नहीं पूछने का, हमने पढ़ा है. So we have read. So chapter 2 again is contents of Gita summarized, and I have some notes here. So Namita, which chapter are you on in your Bhakti Shastri?
We just started 4th chapter.
You just started 4th chapter. So from our batch here, from the devotees here, Namita, then Gaurav here, and Harsh, and Harsh brother Mahesh. Yeah, 4 of you. These 4 devotees are doing something called a course called as Bhakti Shastri. They are doing it from our ISKCON Melbourne temple. So Bhakti Shastri. So the course syllabus consists of 4 books. The first one is Bhagavad Gita. Second one is Shri Ishopanishad, one of the Upanishads. Third book is Nectar of Instruction. And 4th one is Nectar of Devotion. So Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nectar of Devotion, and Nectar of Instruction is Upadeshamrita. So these are the 4 books. So it's a systematic study. After this there are various exams the temple conducts, and once you do these 4 books Bhakti Shastri, then you get qualified to do another course called as Bhakti Vaibhav, which is a systematic study of Srimad Bhagavatam. This way. So Prabhupada established this syllabus and he wanted all of us to do a systematic study. Right now we are going through these verses, but a time will come in your life when you will all need to do this systematic study of Bhagavad Gita under a trained proper instructor. So once you do Bhakti Vaibhav, then there is Bhakti Vedanta. So Bhakti Vaibhav is the first 6. Sorry, did somebody say something? Yeah. And so first there are 12 cantos of first 6 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then the next 6 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, and then there is Chaitanya Charitamrita also. So once you do Bhakti Shastri, then you get eligible for various other things, including initiation, appearing for the initiation exam. You get various discounts in that. So Bhakti Shastri should be your next goal for many of you. Alright, so let us do this chapter 2. What we will do is, for the first 17 or 18 verses, we will just read the translation, because we have done this in the past, so that we all jog our memory again. Alright, so Prabhuji, unko baaju ko dena. Text 1 say.
Text 1. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusadhana, Krishna spoke the following words. Text 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy.
Alright, so I'll just stop. And so chapter 2 is one of the biggest chapters in the entire Bhagavad Gita, consisting of around 72 verses. And this is, Srila Prabhupada aptly names this chapter as Contents of Gita Summarized. Actually this is, if you understand chapter 2, आपको Bhagavad Gita समझ में आ जाएगी. It is a full summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita ऐसे. So summary में है. And hence Srila Prabhupada have also given very long purports for chapter 2. He has invested a lot of time. The way he has invested a lot of time in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, similarly in chapter 2 also he has done. So quickly to give you a gist, अगर आपके अभी notes बना सकते थे आप लोग कि 1 to 10, the first 10 out of the 72 verses, the first 10 verses are about Arjuna's indecision and then he accepting Lord Krishna as Guru. इसमें first 10 verses में ये होने वाला है, alright. And then from 11 to 30, Prabhupada describes, Krishna talks about Jnana Yoga, and then Sankhya, an analysis of body and soul. So what is the soul and the different qualities of the soul is all discussed here. The difference between spirit and matter. Then 31 to 37, Sakama Karma. Sakama Karma means performing prescribed duties that gives enjoyment. Essay. And then from 38 to 53, Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, that is all described. And then last 54 to 72, Sita Pradnya, the qualities of liberated soul has been discussed here. So we will quickly just read and then we will, I think from 18 or 19 we will take over and we will go into the depth. So, उनको देना, आपको दिख रहा है नहीं? Some people, if they need specs, then you can give to the next one. Okay, specs 3 से पढ़ना. थोड़ा बड़ा करता हूँ इसको. ये ठीक है?
O son of Pārtha, do not yield to this degrading importance.
माइक पास में पकड़ो थोड़ा.
It doesn't become you. You have such petty weakness of heart, and arise.
O chastiser of the enemy. O son of Pārtha, so So Krishna is telling Arjun here, O son of Pita, do not yield to this degrading importance, it does not become you. Give up petty weakness of heart and rise. ऐसे. Next वाला बाजू में देखो, किसी और उधर पीछे देखो. मोहित प्रभु पढ़ना चौथा, फोर्थ.
Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counter-attack with the arrows in a battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship?
All right. So Arjun is now providing reasons. Okay. Next.
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are teachers, even though sorry worldly gain. They are spirituous. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
So Arjuna here is telling, I don't want to fight, I am ready to become a beggar. ऐसा ही भीख मांग के उधर निर्वाह कर लूँगा. But I don't want to kill my superiors. I don't want to fight. Why to get blood on our hands? 6 भी पढ़ लो ना प्रभु जी अभी. नेक्स्ट. अच्छा ठीक है. हाँ कर लो.
Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the son of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
All right. Next.
I can find no means to drive away this grief, which is.
Now I am confused. Text 7. हाँ.
Now I am confused about my.
थोड़ा माइक पास में पकड़ो ना. सब लोग माइक पास में पकड़ो थोड़ा.
Now I am confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of misery, weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you.
But
Please instruct me.
yes, so let's hold on there and pass the mic somewhere else. But so chapter 7 is the verse number 7 is the turning point. Why it is the turning point? Because
He doesn't know his duty, so.
हाँ. So Arjun till now Arjun and Krishna were kind of in a friendly role. At least Arjun was thinking Krishna as his friend. But now, because of the confusion and everything, now Arjun is saying, now I am your disciple. Now you become my guru. So this is a turning point in chapter 2. Somewhere in our life also, when we try to do everything on our own and we come to a point where समझ में नहीं आ रहा है कुछ, then we all will need a guru. Whether that turning point has come into your life or not, that only you can answer. Because the moment you require guidance from a qualified guru, then your real journey of life will start. Because that is the time when you will start asking the right questions and the guru will guide. And I think in all of your case, you are coming here since 2 years now. So I am sure you will be motivated to get a formal guru, a formal initiation in your life also. And this is one of the क्या बोलते हैं इसको? I like reciting this verse, so let us recite this thing, okay? And then we can move ahead. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Karpanya doshopahata swabhava. Prachami tvam dharma sammoda chetaha. Yakchreyashan nishchitam bruhitan me. Shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. So it is one of the key memory verses also. So when you are doing something called as Bhakti Shastri, and you also have KMV. This is the KMV, yeah? Okay. So KMV means key memory verse, which means you should memorize it. Not only the verse, but also the translation. So when we were doing Bhakti Shastri, then at that time, we were asked to memorize. So every day, for 1 week, I used to have one verse. Like you write the verse on a small 4 by 4-inch paper, like a small card, and on the other side you write the translation. And you keep it in your pocket. And every time you get a chance, you look at it. You say, Karpanya dosho pahata, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava. Karpanya dosho pahata. One line, every day one line. Then again second line, third line. Then again 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And some intelligent people may immediately learn it. I was talking about the not so intelligent people. So, but this is a great way to have that verse in your pocket, and then you flip and then you read the translation. So translation भी आना मांगता है ना. So the next time you meet people you meet your friends, then you can, मुझे आता है ना. All right. So yes. Text 8.
I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drawing up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it, even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven.
Next.
Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, just as I enemies Lord Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent.
इधर पीछे वो रह गए वो लोग ना, माता जी उधर माइक पास करना, आपके पास आएगा. वैसे ही पीछे बैठे, ऊपर से उधर से भी वो माइक आगे निकल गया. हाँ चलो.
For this sentence of Pārtha, at that time Krishna, smiling, seeing the midas of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. O supreme personality of Godhead said.
किधर है? एक सेकेंड ना. The supreme personality. हाँ.
The supreme personality of Godhead said, why speak in learned words? You are mourning for what is not worthy of grief.
हो गया.
So आगे के बोल. Those who are wise living neither for living nor for the dead.
Okay. So now from text 10 onwards, Krishna is speaking, है ना? ऐसे. All right. Descendant of Pārtha. 11. Next करो. हमको 15 तक पहुँचना है, 18 तक पहुँचना है फटाफट. This is all we have discussed in detail earlier. So hence I am not giving any commentary right now, and we will just proceed.
The supreme personality of Godhead said while speaking, never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be.
So 1 minute. So this is again a very important turning point where Krishna is. Never was a time when I did not exist, nor you. Because sometimes we feel कि हम लोग तो अभी भी आए हैं. No, we have been existing eternally, time immemorial. So here Srila Prabhupada, change of the body किधर है? Although the soul is eternal, body is related to the soul and thus becomes an object of affection. One's relatives who are connected to that body also become dear. So when their bodies perish, there will certainly be lamentation. So this is what Arjuna might argue. So I am currently reading from Gita Subodhini. So this is a good study text even with Bhakti Shastri on the sides to have it. It's written by Gaurang Darshan Prabhu. Incidentally, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu is coming to Melbourne and he will be conducting a retreat. I think I have sent the details of that retreat. If you want to have a spiritual retreat break and if you have never ever attended, then you should attend one of these retreats. बहुत मजा आता है because for 2 full days you will just be first of all you are into a spiritual circle, you are into a association of devotees. Entire I think it starts from Friday evening, मेरे को याद नहीं कि Saturday morning.
This week Saturday morning. This time Saturday morning.
अच्छा, Saturday morning से Sunday evening तक. So all the meals are covered. First thing, like if as a family, let's say 4 का family है, if you go to an Indian restaurant, Approximately how much will you spend for lunch? Approximately एक डिश मिनिमम मंगा के खा लिया 150 एक लंच का ही है ना. So now we are talking about 2 full days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. All I think they're all asking about is plus stay, accommodation, plus a very very qualified speaker like Gaurang Darshan Das, kirtan, मजा, $130 पर पर्सन कुछ है. ऐसे ही एक नाइट का रूम भी बुक करते हैं कहीं पे होटल में तो कम से कम $125-130 होता है with early checkout. So it is such a very nice opportunity for you to, all of you to consider. We have attended one such retreat. It is fantastic. And if you have kids, then for kids there is there are extra outdoor activities that can be done. There is this whatever they can, वो झूला झूल के जाते हैं ना, slide and this and that, various activities there. So that's an additional cost. But yeah, for the kids also everything is there. So you should, now you are in such a stage in your spiritual journey that you should consider going to different retreats so that you can get to hear these specialized speakers who have been specially invited to Melbourne to conduct such a retreat. All right. I'm smelling something. All right, so let's go to the next one, please.
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this world from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change.
Enough. 1 second. This is again a key memory verse. Let's do it. Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति. Dhira is a sober person who has perfect knowledge. ऐसे. So as deaths are happening around you, a sober person will not be bewildered by such a change. Srila Prabhupada describes. Easy said than done. When your near or dear ones die, and for you to not to cry or for you to be in a very stable condition is very very difficult. But practice is required. Okay, 2.30. Next, please.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception, O son of Pārtha, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
Yes. So in this chapter, in this text 14, toleration of dualities is important. Tolerate, सहनशीलता, यही इसका की मैसेज है. सहनशीलता, टॉलरेंस ऑफ व्हाट? इवन व्हेन यू हैव मोर हैप्पीनेस, बहुत ज़बरदस्त न्यूज़ आई तुम्हारे ज़िंदगी में, देन टू यू आर नॉट ओवरली बबली, ओवरली हैप्पी. यू से ओके लॉर्ड, बाय योर ग्रेस दिस हैप्पीनेस हैज़ कम एंड दैट्स इट. यू आर स्टिल सोबर. Similarly, when something terrible happens in your life, then too you are stable. दोनों इसमें रहना है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. दोनों इसमें, बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी हुई तब भी हमें नेचुरल रहना है, और बहुत ज़्यादा गड़बड़ हुआ ज़िंदगी में, जो हमारी सबके ज़िंदगी में अभी चल रहा है. डिस्ट्रेस इज़ देयर इन एवरीबडीज लाइफ. But when we do this toleration, tolerate the temporary dualities, because here Prabhupada, here Lord Krishna says the appearance and disappearance of happiness and distress is like winter and summer seasons. हर 3 महीने में season change हो रहा है ना. Now we are expecting winter. Then as winter goes, we'll naturally feel so happy that अभी summer आएगा. When we are traveling here, we are also so happy that we come during when the sun is here. है ना. By the time we enter at 7 o'clock, there is still sunlight, and we feel so happy to enter. as compared to now parking in the dark and say, oh God, winter hai. Say, so summer and winter. All right. Next, 15.
O best among men, Arjun, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation.
This is very, very important point. Strike. Krishna straight bata rahe. If you learn the art of toleration, अगर आप सुख और दुख में एकदम स्थिर है, सुख में भी ना अंदर ज़्यादा उमड़ हो रहा है और दुख में भी ज़्यादा दुख नहीं हो रहा है, हम स्थिर है, then what happens? You are steady, you will become eligible for liberation. जो वीज़ा क्राइटेरिया है, the criteria to go to Goloka Vrindavan, one of this criteria is toleration and remaining steady in both sukha and dukha. And sukha and dukha, as long as we understand, it is like winter and summer, season है, change होते रहेगा. So certainly eligible for liberation. Yes, chapter 16, verse 16.
Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
Yes, so now here there is a differentiation between the matter and the spirit. And seers of the truth कौन है? तत्वदर्शिनः. The Sanskrit text will say तत्वदर्शिनः. So those who are seers of the truth, जो ज्ञानी है, वो बता रहे हैं कि there is a difference between matter and spirit. Next वाला. Mata, you only continue. Yes.
That which pervades the entire body you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul.
1 second. Indestructible means avinashi. Yes. Avinashi tu tadvidhi. Yena sarvamidam tatam. Vinasham avyaya yasya. Na kaschit kartum arhati. So the soul is indestructible, avinashi. So Lord Krishna is telling to Arjun, आत्मा है, उसको तो कोई मार ही नहीं सकता. So this is the first point. So why are you scared? You are going to just kill the body. आत्मा तो अमर है, अविनाशी है, indestructible. So now here we are now slowly the Lord will start describing the qualities of the soul. And it says that which pervades the entire body. So that soul, so we have studied this. What is the size of the soul? 1/10 of 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair. इसका मतलब क्या? एक बाल निकाला, उसके जो टिप पॉइंट को 100 से डिवाइड किया, 100 पार्ट्स किया. From that 100 parts, pick one part and again divide it into 100. Then you pick from that second lot, you pick one part and that is the size of the soul. ऐसा वो पेन से डॉट निकालेंगे ना, वो भी ज़्यादा बड़ा हो जाएगा, है ना. So it is so minute. So to kill something so minute, that weapon is not present with us. We can kill something big, no? Weapon से. So hence the soul is indestructible. But that tiny, tiny, minute dot, 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair, has so much power that it pervades the entire body. So the chetna जो आ रही है वो soul से आ रही है. That's what it is. It is said here. All right. 18.
The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore fight, O descendant of Pārtha.
So Lord is telling Arjun that you should fight, because anyway the material body is going to come to an end. Either a person will die naturally due to old age, or he may get some reaction based on his karma lifestyle and he may die, or he may die in battle. Anyways मरना ही है, तो why don't you do your duty of fighting? ऐसा बोला. Next, 19.
Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in a knowledge, for the self slays not nor is slain.
Alright. So the soul doesn't kill or get killed. and that 1/10,000 of the tip of the hair, that the definition, that the size dimension of the soul is given in the Shveteshvara Upanishad. Shveteshvara Upanishad. Okay, all right. 1920. Let's go to 20th.
For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing, and primal. He is not slain when the body is slain.
1 minute. We will now read the purport here from Srila Prabhupada, and I'll just close other things here. Can you give the mic to Mataji? Tumi वाचा जरा. The purport.
Qualitatively, the small atomic fragmental part of the Supreme Spirit is one with the Supreme. He undergoes no changes like the body. Sometimes the soul is called the steady or
Kutastha.
Kutastha. The body is subject to 6 kinds of transformations. It takes its birth from the womb of the mother's body, remains for some time, grows, produces some effects, gradually dwindles, and at last vanishes into oblivion.
1 minute, Mataji. So body जो है 6 things करती है. First is it takes birth from the womb of a mother's body. पहले तो गर्भ से जन्म लेना पड़ेगा. Second क्या है? Remains for some time. Then it grows, बढ़ रहे, produces some effects, gradually dwindles, and at last it vanishes, मर जाता है. So this is the fixed thing for every material body. But soul में change नहीं आ रहा है. That dot is still a dot. Its qualities remain the same. Nothing can change it. Okay, so this is what it is said here. So yes, the soul, however,
does not go through such changes. The soul is not born, but because he takes on a material body, the body takes its birth. The soul does not take birth there, and the soul does not die. Anything which has birth also has death. And because the soul has no birth, he therefore has no past, present or future. He is eternal, ever existing, and primeval. That is, there is no trace in history of his coming into being. Under the impression of the body, we seek the history of birth, etc.
1 minute, thank you. So many people at that time, Srila Prabhupada was being asked this question that, Prabhupada ji, when did we come into existence? हम कभी तो आए थे ना, जैसे we celebrate birthdays, so we say okay, but soul का Srila Prabhupada says we were always there. हम पहले से ही थे. ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि अभी किसी ने बना के अभी कर दिया कि हाँ भाई ये एक सोल आज बन गया, आज दूसरा सोल बन रहे, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. So it is difficult to understand based on our material intelligence and our material mind, but given in the Shastras, we were always there, we are currently also there, and in the future also we will continue to exist. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि the number of souls will now suddenly decrease or increase. No, it is fixed. Difficult to understand.
जो लोग वैकुंठ चले जाएंगे वो वापस नहीं आएंगे.
वो भी सोल ही है ना, बट उधर पे भी है.
लेकिन वो यहाँ से तो माइनस हो जाएगी.
और भी आ सकते हैं ना, वैकुंठ से गिर भी तो सकते, पता नहीं, जो भी है कहीं और से आ भी सकते. तो so it's a tricky thing, and actually there is no point even trying to debate about it. हमें डिबेट करना है, हमें यहाँ से निकलना कैसे जेल से, है ना. So that is what it is. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
The soul does not at any time become old as the body does. The so-called old man therefore feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth.
Yes, please wait. So when a person becomes old, but the quality of the soul is the same, na? So the old person also, who doesn't even have teeth, but he will still feel like eating a motichur laddu if you get in front of him, na? So as you become old, वो इच्छा तो सेम ही है, just that the body has become old, है ना ऐसा. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. The so-called old man therefore feels himself to be in the same spirit as in his childhood or youth. So when we talk to any old person, then he will say कि हाँ मैं जब मैं छोटा बच्चा था बड़ी शरारत करता था, मेरी चोरी पकड़ी जाती, ऐसे. So when you read Srila Prabhupada's purports, बहुत आनंद आएगा. You will get so much knowledge, and hence you have to develop this habit of reading every day 10-15 minutes. सोने के पहले पढ़ना ही चाहिए भगवद गीता. We should all do it. The way we spend time on our Facebook and Instagram, हमें करना चाहिए. Today I was reading in one of the news. I was reading that one lady has become an IAS officer. And she's 20 or 24, 26 years old. For the last 3 years, she has not touched her phone. That is the secret of becoming an IAS officer. Because there is no distraction. Once phone हाथ में आ गया ना, बहुत जिंदगी का बहुत टाइम वेस्ट हो जाएगा. बाद में रोएंगे. जब भी जाने का टाइम आएगा ना, तभी एक एक मिनट याद आएगा. फिर पछताएंगे. अभी समझ लो. You are all so highly motivated. You have come to this class, and now we are doing this thing. Okay, so let's. This is a big purport. So I will just you can. In the Katha Upanishad, we also find a similar passage which reads: "Na jayate mriyate va vipaschin, nayam kushtachin na bhuva kaschita." So the meaning and purport of this verse is same as in Bhagavad Gita, but here in this verse there is one special word vipaschit, which means learned or with knowledge. So the soul is full of knowledge. Yes, Mataji, read from here, please.
The soul is full of knowledge or full always with consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky owing to clouds or for some other reason, but the light of the sun is always there, and we are convinced that it is therefore daytime.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Thank you. So Srila Prabhupada is telling that sometimes when we look at the cloud, at the sky, we don't see the sun, but that doesn't mean sun is not there. Surya तो है ना, सूर्य की रोशनी है. Similarly, how do we find out whether a person is living or dead? If the person's body is warm, even if the person is not talking, let's say a person is in coma, but body तो warm है ना, इसका मतलब आत्मा अंदर है. So yes, so that is the consciousness. So what this किधर है? Which Katha Upanishad? Katha Upanishad says that the soul is full of knowledge or with consciousness. So the consciousness of our body is due to the presence of the soul. So there are two kinds of souls, it says, namely the minute particle Anu Atma and the super soul Vibhu Atma. That is also confirmed in the Katha Upanishad. So Anu and Vibhu, we are a subset of a superset. So हम लोग अणु है, भगवान विभु है. Why the difference Anu and Vibhu? The quality of the soul is the same, but a soul is conscious, right? So which means my soul is conscious. The domain or the limit of the consciousness is limited to my body. I don't understand what is going on in your body, but if somebody pinches me here, I will feel that. You may not feel how much pain I am getting. So Anu and Vibhu. So each of us are individual souls, and our consciousness or Chetna is limited to our individual independent bodies. But the Lord is Vibhu. He can also understand what is going on in our bodies. So that is the main difference. Lord understands, Lord's consciousness is everywhere. He can understand everything, but our consciousness is limited to our domain. So Anu and Vibhu. So here it says, just let's read the last paragraph, yes, and then you can give to somebody else.
Both the super soul, Paramatma, and the atomic soul are situated on the same tree of the body within the same heart of the living being. And only one who has become free from all material desires as well as lamentations can by the grace of the Supreme understand the glories of the soul. Krishna is the fountainhead of the Supersoul, also as it will be disclosed in the following chapters, and Arjuna is the atomic soul, forgetful of his real nature. Therefore, he requires to be enlightened by Krishna or by his bona fide representative, the spiritual master.
Thank you, Mataji. Shruti Kujan. So Paramatma and Jivatma. Jivatma is us, Paramatma is the Lord. दोनों हार्ट में है. So I think very much earlier in our course we discussed the functions of Paramatma. Does anybody remember? परमात्मा भी अंदर ही है, हमारे अंदर ही है, भगवान. So there are three ways to that the Lord exists, right? The first way the Lord exists is in the form of his transcendental light, which is Brahma Jyoti. Yeah, Brahma Jyoti. The second way is the Lord is present in the form as Paramatma. हर एक जीव में है as Paramatma. The third is the Bhagwan feature of the Lord, which is Bhagwan Krishna himself. So we also discussed the functions of Paramatma earlier. Does anybody remember? Yeah, this is what Srila Prabhupada is telling here. Paramatma दोनों एक ही हार्ट में है. So Paramatma, what does Paramatma do? क्या functions है? Witness. Yes, the Paramatma acts as a witness of whatever the Jivatma does. The Paramatma is acting as a witness, and somewhere ahead Srila Prabhupada explains it is like two birds sitting on the same tree. एक Jivatma, एक Paramatma. Currently what is happening? Jivatma is looking somewhere else. Paramatma वो पंछी उसको बोल रहा है मेरी तरफ देखो, मैं तुम्हें हेल्प करता हूँ, बट नहीं, जीवात्मा तुम तुम्हारा करो, मैं मेरा करूँगा. So the Jivatma is looking, that bird is looking somewhere else, away from the Paramatma. Bahirmukhi. Bahirmukhi. I am not talking about any of you, because you are all here. हमारे जो friends हैं ना, जो those who don't want to come here, they are Bahirmukhi. Because if you talk, आओ, कथा में आओ, मंदिर में आओ, नहीं. Those are Bahirmukhi. They want to have their own independence and they want to do things based on their own karmic life. हम हमारे बल पे सब करेंगे. So Bahirmukhi. So what is the Paramatma doing? He is acting as a witness. Anytime we do something, he is acting as a witness. Very, very important. It means in our mind, if we are planning to do something bad to somebody, कि आज मैं उसके बारे में किसी और को चुगली करूँगा, आज मैं उसके बारे में कुछ गलत स्प्रेड करूँगा या गलत करूँगा, तो हु इज़ विटनेसिंग? परमात्मा इज़ विटनेसिंग. सब चिट्ठा लिख रहे, सज़ा मिलेगा उसका आगे. सो वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. वी फील्स nobody is watching, right? But Paramatma is noting every single thing. And that is why Srila Prabhupada has named this entire thing as ISKCON. What is the full form of ISKCON? International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Consciousness. हमारे मन में क्या चल रहा है? Consciousness. Are we conscious about Krishna all the time? Because when we come to that level, then we will stop thinking bad about others. Because why? Because we will feel कि हम सभी आत्मा ही है, ये बॉडी छोड़ के जाना है, आज नहीं तो रेंट पे है ना, हम लोग रेंट पे ये बॉडी में, करेक्ट? एंड वी हैव टू लीव. वी विल गेट अनदर बॉडी. दैट प्रोसेस विल कीप ऑन कंटिन्यूइंग. We have to get out of this if and else loop, while loop. We have to exit. Then the only way to exit is to purify our consciousness. हमें हमेशा दूसरों के बारे में अच्छा सोचना है. हमेशा we have to try to help others. When we do that, when we chant, when we do all the spiritual activities, then अंदर से धुलाई हो रही है, then we become more and more शुद्ध, more and more pure, and then we qualify to go back home, back to Godhead. और भगवान कृष्ण उसी हृदय में रहेंगे जहाँ पे शुद्धता हो. अगर हमारे मन में, हमारे हृदय में अगर हम हमेशा लोगों के बारे में बुरा सोचते रहते हैं, फिर भगवान उधर नहीं रह सकते, है ना. Whatever is written in your life, you will get it. We don't have to do any chhal kapat, but we just have to keep on trying in the right way. हमें ज़बरदस्ती किसी को नीचे गिराना नहीं है, किसी को पीछे, वो आगे जा रहा है तो उसको पीछे खींच लिया, तुम कैसे आगे गए, हाँ नहीं. We always should be pure. And how do we attain that state? By associating with Srila Prabhupada the way we did, by hearing his chanting. Chanting करते वक्त, now I want to suggest that you should hear that Srila Prabhupada tape. When you hear that tape and when you chant with him together, he is a pure devotee. When you hear his voice and his voice resonates, बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, मजा आएगा. You should also get a jukebox. The next time you are in the temple, there is a small yellow jukebox. उसके अंदर शिला प्रभुपाद के chanting का tape चलते रहता है. So in our house, we have that jukebox as 2-3 places. One in the kitchen where my wife is cooking all the time. तो उधर वो चालू ही रहता है. And then second near the Lord. So 2 places in the house. And my house is not that big, so in 2 places the entire house is covered. So हर जगह wherever you stand, you are hearing Srila Prabhupada's chanting 24 hours. Only at night we switch it off. At night we switch it off. Okay. So you should all have that in the background. एक $10-15 का बॉक्स आता है, उसको लगाना है इसके अंदर दीवार पे और चालू कर देना है. वो then what happens, even if you are doing something, आपको ध्यान आ जाता है, अरे कृष्ण का चल रहा है, चलो ऐसा. If you are fighting within the house, then अचानक you hear that voice and say, okay, let's not do it. Okay, so it helps. So परमात्मा और आत्मा, आत्मा तो हम ही हैं, परमात्मा is also here, is monitoring everything. परमात्मा is giving us guidance from within. हमारे जीवन में दुख है तो परमात्मा अंदर से गाइड. We need to have full faith. My Lord, I have surrendered to you. अच्छा हुआ फिर भी आपका, बुरा हुआ फिर भी आपका. We should all be at a stage where we should need not take tension continuously. हाँ, something bad happens, we get an impact. अरे ऐसा कैसा हुआ, मेरा जॉब क्यों जा रहा है, या मेरे जीवन में इतना ये बीमारी कहाँ से आ गई. हाँ, that's it. We get that initial impact, but that's immediately we have to recite the Lord. Oh my Lord, I am surrendered to you. You take control of my life. मैंने समर्पण कर दिया है, अभी आप देखो क्या करना है. Let the Lord take tension. There is a very nice example of नरसी मेहता, गुजरात में नरसी मेहता, beautiful example. नरसी मेहता was one such devotee where he just used to do भजन of the Lord. गोविंद कृष्ण के बारे में हमेशा भगवान को समर्पित, continuous day and night. And so many things used to happen in his life. Once he had to do the shraddha of his father. So his elder brother came to Narsi Mehta. And Narsi Mehta he told कि Narsi कि कल श्राद्ध है, 2 दिन में श्राद्ध है. In 2 days there is shraddha of our father. You must come and also send your wife. You also come early for helping and also send your wife also for helping, because we have to create many different items, because we are calling the entire village for prasad. And Narsi Mehta said that first I need to do my puja part and my wife also has to do the bhoga for the Lord. So वो सब करके only after that I will come. And the brother got very angry. क्या इतना बड़ा तुम ये कर रहा है? You are thinking yourself to be too big. I am doing shraddha, I am taking all the responsibility, I am the one who is spending, you just have to come and help. And Narsi Mehta was very devoted. So then this brother, he got angry and said, why don't you do the shraddha this time? तुम करो ना, तुम्हारे में हिम्मत है. But Narsi Mehta was a very poor person. कुछ नहीं था घर में. And then Narsi Mehta thought, maybe this is the Lord's will. He said, okay, I will do. So the big brother went. And the wife of Narsi Mehta, she was also a devoted lady. So she knew her husband. She said, आपने तो ये हाँ तो बोल दिया, but पैसा किधर है घर में? There is no money. How will you do it? And the Lord, Narsi Mehta had so much faith in the Lord, he said, the Lord will take care of it. The Lord has put me in this position, He will take care of it. So the wife, I think, she gives one of her jewelry and she says, why don't you sell this and get something out of it? And so Narsi Mehta goes to the market and he talks with one of the vendors. And so this is on the Shraddha day. The Shraddha day is about to come. So Narsi Mehta goes to the market and he is giving to the vendor that, can I get some money in return for this? And the vendor is asking, why you want money? Because I have to do Shraddha. So the news spreads and everybody in the village knows Narsi Mehta. He doesn't have any money. So all the Brahmanas come. So Narsi Mehta says, I just want to invite 2 or 3 Brahmanas. That's it. Shraddha karne ke liye. But the other Brahmanas make joke of him. And they say, you must actually invite the entire village, all the Brahmanas. Because you have been to so many houses. Now when it is your turn, how can you just invite 1 or 2? You must also invite everybody. And Narsi Mehta thinks, baat to barabar hai. Acha, sab log aa jao fir. So no, everybody knew that Narsi Mehta cannot sustain and cannot entertain so many Brahmanas. But the Lord is there. So on the Shraddha day, Narsi Mehta goes to one of the vendors to buy some ghee because the thing has to be cooked in ghee, prasad, everything. And the person who is about to give the ghee, he asks Narsi Mehta कि भाई तुम एक भगवान का भजन गा के सुना मुझे तो मैं देता हूँ. Narsi Mehta is very happy. Anybody anytime asked to talk about the Lord तो भजन करने बैठ जाते हैं. भजन कर रहे भजन करने में मग्न हो जाते हैं. और वहाँ पे श्राद्ध का टाइम हो गया. भगवान को खूब टेंशन कि मेरा भक्त इधर है, मेरे भक्त की नाक ना कट जाए. तो भगवान himself, Krishna himself takes a roop of Narsi Mehta, goes to his house, does everything with full, whatever is required, everything is taken care. The entire village comes, invitation goes, everyone is so happy. The brother also comes, he also sees, boss Narsi Mehta क्या कर दिया, सब कुछ जबरदस्त कर दिया, राजा महाराजा जैसा श्राद्ध किया है. And Narsi Mehta is still here singing bhajan. Then evening happens, 4 o'clock. Everybody is gone home and Narsi Mehta comes to his senses and he comes back home running. And his wife, and he tells his wife, Shraddha ka kya ho gaya? And the wife is now eating because Narsi Mehta and everybody has eaten, and as the lady of the house she eats last, so she is eating. And she said, अभी तो आप गए थे बाहर, अभी कैसे वापस आ गए? बोलते नहीं, मैं तो सुबह से गया था, मैं तो आया नहीं, अभी आया हूँ मैं घर में. Then he understands everything. So obviously Narsi Mehta's example is a far out example. बहुत बड़े भगवान के भक्त है, बट हमें 5% तो उनके जैसा व्यवहार करना चाहिए. व्यवहार मतलब भरोसा होना चाहिए भगवान पे कि भगवान मैं समर्पित हूँ आपको, तो आप मेरा ख्याल रखेंगे. That is how much faith we should have. हमारे जीवन में अनेक प्रॉब्लम्स होते रहते हैं, बट जब तक हम समर्पित नहीं होंगे ना, टिल द टाइम वी ट्राई टू फाइंड सॉल्यूशंस ऑन आवर ओन, we will be in a distressful situation. But once we leave it to the Lord, then everything will fall in place. Everything will fall in place. And this I am saying by so many examples in my life. I have heard so many examples about other devotees' life. But your track should be to go towards spirituality. If you are on the material track, then it may or may not happen. That I don't know. It's between you and the Lord. If the Lord feels that after getting a 1 million lottery, you will forget Him, then you are never going to get that 1 million lottery. No matter how much you think that I will play lotto and I will get that 1 million lottery and then I will spend half of it I give to the temple, it's not going to work, because the Lord knows the moment you get that lottery, दिमाग घूम जाएगा आपका, टेम्पल वेम्पल सब भूल जाओगे. So this is the important lesson we learn from Narsi Mehta's life, and even here. हम शरीर नहीं, हम आत्मा है. It is very important. So this is what chapter 2 is all about. Let's do one more verse while others are preparing. So we finished 20, yeah? Isn't it? We finished 20. Should we do 21, please, Mataji?
O Pārtha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill?
Next.
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
Yes, next one.
The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind.
Okay. So in these three verses, 21, 22 and 23, what do we understand? 22 is especially great. As a person puts on new garment. At the end of this life, we will get a new body. जैसे ये कुर्ता निकाल के डाल दिया, नया कुर्ता ले लिया. Whether that नया कुर्ता is of silk or whether it is of one of the thick rice sag, अपना गोनी का जो मटेरियल होता है वो है कि सिल्क का है, कौन डिसाइड करेगा? हमारे कर्म डिसाइड करेंगे. So we will have to accept a new body, and whether that new body is good, bad or whatever you are thinking, whether you are born in Australia again, will depend on various other factors. But the point is, as a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless one. Please.
When the soul enters another body,
Yeah.
so does it take the previous karma along with?
Yes, yes. So we have an acronym, MBA. So when the soul transmigrates from one body to another body, along with the soul there is a subtle body that goes. एक subtle body मतलब subtle को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में? सूक्ष्म शरीर. सूक्ष्म शरीर. तो सूक्ष्म शरीर में क्या है? MBA, मन, बुद्धि, B for बुद्धि, A for अहंकार. So मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार that we currently have, that will go along with us to the new body. So अगर हम हमारा अहंकार इसी जीवन में हम उसको नष्ट कर देंगे, what does that mean? अहंकार को नष्ट करना, किसी ने आपको आके गाली दी, माँ बाप पे किसी पे भी गाली दी और आपको कुछ इफेक्ट ही नहीं हुआ. Let's say now when the prasad is being served, आपको किसी ने आके प्लेट दिया ही नहीं, कोई देख ही नहीं रहा आपकी तरफ और आपको थोड़ा भी बुरा नहीं लगा, अहंकार ही नहीं है. ठीक है, नहीं मिला, आज भगवान की इच्छा, हमारे को नहीं आया प्लेट, कोई बात नहीं, हम ऐसे ही बैठ रहेंगे बिना किसी के ऊपर नाराज हुए, विदाउट गेटिंग एंग्री ऑन एनीबॉडी. दैट मीन्स योर अहंकार इज जीरो. वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो मन, बुद्धि एंड अहंकार. बुद्धि, इंटेलिजेंस हैज टू बी शार्पन्ड बाय रीडिंग स्क्रिप्चर्स. एवरी डे व्हेन यू रीड, बम्बार्डिंग करेंगे, बच्चों के ऊपर बम्बार्डिंग करेंगे, इंटेलिजेंस शार्प हो जाएगा. जीवन में कुछ उथल पुथल हुआ, जॉब गया, कुछ बीमारी आया, कुछ भी हुआ, स्टेबल. लॉर्ड इज इन चार्ज. आई एम अ सर्वेंट ऑफ द लॉर्ड. लॉर्ड हैज गिवन मी अ कॉन्कॉक्टेड डोज. I am, no matter how others treat me, I am going to treat them well. So मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, ऐसे सारा बचा हुआ जीवन ऐसे बिताएंगे, फिर नया बॉडी वैसा ही मिलेगा. It could be a spiritual body then. You can end this cycle of birth. So this मन, बुद्धि, अहंकार, to answer your question, yes. So this package goes on with us into our next life, and hence some children get very very angry when they are still small because their ahankar was at a very high level in the previous life. Yes. So in 23 we are seeing Lord is describing about the various properties of the soul. The soul can never be cut by any weapon, cut to pieces, nor burned by fire. ना अग्नि जलावे, ना पानी बुझावे, हैं? नॉट विदर्ड बाय विंड. हवा आएगा तो ऐसा नहीं सोल उड़ के निकल गया किधर, पता नहीं कहाँ गया, ऐसे नहीं है. All right, next one, 24, please, 24.
This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burnt nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
Yes. So we are just talking about the qualities of the soul, properties of the soul. Yes, 25.
It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body.
Yeah. The soul is invisible. But भूत तो दिखते हैं ना. भूत कभी नहीं दिखते, but कुछ लोगों को दिखते भी है भूत, है ना. Why? Because हाँ, उसके ऊपर सटल बॉडी है ना, प्रेत शरीर है. That's why we can see. Otherwise, the soul on its own is invisible. Na? When a person dies, so somewhere they did an experiment. They knew that a person was about to die, so they enclosed him in a glass chamber. If there is something that is within, can the soul leave that glass chamber? Glass की तरह से crack हो जाएगा क्या? बाहर जाएगा. Soul has to go ना somewhere. ऐसा कुछ नहीं हुआ. Because we are trying to analyze, or we are trying to bound a spiritual object by material means. Soul is spiritual qualities है. All right.
Doesn't have any weight in the soul?
हाँ, नहीं है ना, हल्का है वो तो. इतना सब डॉट है ना, कहाँ पे वेट, कुछ नहीं.
एनर्जी. तो जिसमें लास्ट में लिखी है, knowing this you should not grieve for the body.
हाँ, तो 25 कर लेते हैं ताकि एक सिल्वर जुबली हो जाएगा. कर लो. It is said
that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body.
Perfect. So there are so many qualities of the soul that Lord Krishna is telling here. Invisible है, inconceivable. Inconceivable means like अभी हम तर्क वितर्क कर रहे हैं ना कि वजन है नहीं है. Inconceivable हमारे इच्छा शक्ति के ऊपर है, हमारे समझ शक्ति के ऊपर है. ऐसे. हाँ.
प्रभु जी, तो हम फिर इसमें लिखा है कि we should not grieve for the body.
Grieve for the body.
हाँ. फिर हमारे जो रिचुअल्स कई हजारों सालों से जो चले, उसमें ऐसा क्यों रहा कि लोग बॉडी के लिए ग्रीव करते रहे देन सेलिब्रेटिंग की someone is actually getting a new life.
इसीलिए so what happened, from what I understand, is in the earlier times there was a very fixed period of grief कि भाई कि एक 8 days, 10 days, 12 days you are allowed to do grief. After that enough, you have to get on with your lifestyle. ऐसे. So ऐसा नहीं कि unlimited grief है. So because we are still on a material platform, so as individuals we may show these symptoms of grief and all, but eventually we are not doing the rituals for the body, we are doing the rituals for the soul, because that soul can get another suitable body. We are doing the shraddha, pinda and other things here.
But then from a soul perspective, from the person who is alive, from a spiritual or soul perspective, wouldn't he should be, rather than mourning, he should be doing more of a happier thing to supply his positive energy to that soul?
Yes, and that's what we are doing, but it depends, all depends on who has passed away. If a saintly person has passed away, one will be happy, because we know, like Yamuna Lila Devi, she passed away. With all the symptoms and everything that happened towards the last stages of her life, we 100% know that she has gone back home, back to Godhead. So we are all happy. Maybe the very near and dear ones may not be that happy. But for people who are not so elevated as her, जो पापी कैटेगरी में आते हैं, उनके लिए हैप्पी होके क्या फायदा. We know that they are stuck somewhere. So that means they need help. So we are going to provide that help. We will chant for them. We will do various pindadans, we will do gaudan, so that when he is going towards that Yampuri and when he comes across that Vaitarni river, he will get some benefit. So we are going to give so many things to the Brahmanas here. So there are these karma kanda rituals. Either you do the karma kanda rituals or you follow the Krishna conscious path. You devote your life sampurna to Krishna. You completely surrender to Bhagavan Krishna. Then you don't have to do any of these things. But हम लोग वो कैटेगरी में नहीं है, इसलिए we have to do it. All right? Okay. So yes, what is the question, Prabhu?
Is there any proof that still we are alive? Can we experience that we can take our soul out of the body and can bring inside that.
Yeah, so this is called out of body experience, and this out of body experience has been documented. If you search for it over the net, you will find so many out of body experiences where people are very, very sick. They are in the hospital, almost about to die, but then their Atma comes out. They see all the doctors and other people operating on them, and then they get a chance again to re-enter that body. So this doesn't happen with everybody, but yes, there is documented proof of OB, out of body experience. So yes, that has happened, but not everyone can feel it and see it.
Osho's book, because he was experiencing all these things when
Yeah.
he was doing meditation.
Yeah, some yogis do have the power. Anima, Lagima, there are 7 or 8 different types of stages that a yogi goes through, and one of them is becoming smaller than the smallest. So how does one become smaller than the smallest? Or how can one extend their hand and go to Kashmir and get an apple while sitting here? So obviously there are things beyond our material realm or material domain. So yes, these things do exist, and it is true. And yogi can also decide the time when he wants to leave his body. So very few people can reach that level, and yes, Osho may be one of them. So yes, all right. So we will call it a day, because our team is here with all the prasad ready. And we will continue next time from verse 26. Please get your Bhagavad Gita so that you can make notes. And you will have a copy which you have. अच्छा? हाँ? उसको पता है क्या?